J2Melly9681's LPs. I'm your host, J2Melly9681, and this time we are going to be playing Reactor for the Atari 2600. Reactor came out for the Atari 2600 in 1982 and was developed by Parker Brothers. Reactor is a raster video arcade game released in 1982 by Gottlieb. The object of the game is to cool down the reactor core without being hurled by magnetism and repulsion by enemy swarms of nuclear particles. It was better known for its explosive and ground-thumping sound, usually placed near the front of the arcade to attract gamers. The game was developed by Tim Skelly, who was also responsible for games such as Star Castle and Solar Quest. It was the first arcade game to credit the developer on the game's title screen. The Atari 2600 version plays somewhat differently due to the fact that the energy shield is always up. The rules are almost identical. It uses either a joystick or a trackball, which you can get a trackball controller, third-party trackball controller for the Atari 2600. Mark from the Classic Game Room has one of those, so maybe I'll let him know about that. Although the rule book supplied with the game only mentions use of the joystick, so I don't know, maybe somebody learned how to make the trackball usable for the arcade stick. I don't know. The difficulty switches set the sensitivity of the stick or ball, which can yield a control scheme very similar to that of an arcade. There are no voiceovers and the bonus counter is invisible. Additionally, the bonus counter can only hold so many points, after which points are added directly to the player's score. Players are not given the option to start with 7 lives. I guess maybe the arcade did that. A bug is in the 2600 version that causes a collision detection to be erratic near the entry to the bonus chambers. While a version on the Intellivision was licensed and developed, it was never released. The world record of the arcade version of Reactor is 448,833 points, scored by Ed Flores. I'll put his name up there. I may not be pronouncing his last name right. Of Santa Maria, California, on January 2nd, 1983. That would be pretty good for Mark of the Classic Game Room to know about this. I think I'll send him a message about this. And this is Reactor. Do you see the 2 areas down there? Those are where you gather bonus points, but you got to get the particles in there without getting yourself rammed into the walls. Usually setting up a decoy there will help out, but the reactor core will, the nuclear reactor core will expand as you're doing that. So you gotta be careful. There will be a number on the left side, and that will tell you how many particles are left in reserve that are not out in the field. And the middle number will be how many decoys you have, and the number on the right is how many lives you have left. Then you have the control rods on the left and right side of the core, next to the wall. You can touch the membrane where the reactor is. There are 8 modes in this game, and I think mode 2, 4, 6, and 8 are 2 players. You play alternately. Modes 3, 4, 6, and 8 you play without the membrane of the reactor, of the nuclear reactor core. So it makes it even more challenging. And plus mode 5, 6, 7, and 8, you can play them whether 1 or 2 player, depending on if you have a person playing with you or not. And the walls are invisible, which makes it extremely challenging. So we'll just play on level 1. Yeah, you see there, I'm going to use the difficulty switch B. Every time you restart this thing, it resets the difficulty. So let's get started. I've done enough talking. You press the button to use your decoy, and it's best to save your decoys for when you would really need them. You gotta be careful with these particles. We'll try to push you on the wall. Come on, hit those control rods. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh. Okay, that works. I remember I made a score practicing on this game, and I made a score of way over 10,000 points, which that ain't nothing compared to what other people have done, but hey, I'm still a beginner at this game, so alright. Now, even if you hit all the control rods on this side and then the control rods will all return again, you cannot hit the same control rods on this side. You'll have to go all the way back to the right, or whichever side you started on first. Whoa! And you are a ship, I guess. You remember that movie? I can't remember what it's called. That those people went into like this little this ship and was struck down into the size. I think you were within like a pill or something, and they had to, or they were, and they had to get rid of this like nuclear bomb or something that was inside the planted inside the man's body, and he was going to use himself to destroy the world, where nobody would be able to do anything about it. And so that was it. So they like put him to sleep or something, knocked him out, just so they can have those people go through in their little ship to get rid of that bomb or whatever it was. And then they went into like even smaller ships to fight against, you know, the diseases and the blood cells and everything else that were trying to attack them. Well, I'll tell you one thing. That one white girl, she was a babe. But why did she have to die in the movie? That sucked. Always the good-looking girls that always have to die. Either that or the ones who are like the real sweethearts or whatever always have to die. It's like stupid. Meow, meow, meow. And just for having sound effects only in this game, they end up taking a lot of those sound effects and put them together and made their own music out of it. And I reckon it was the same music that the arcade had. I don't know. And then you know they just use the sound effects to try and recreate the music from the arcade. I'm guessing on that, but it sounds awesome. I mean, for Atari 2600, it sounds awesome. Oh, I guess you can hit them. The same ones on that side. I reckon maybe they were just weren't hitting them before. I stutter a lot. I have a problem with that. I'm sorry, folks. I know a lot of people don't want to constantly hear someone who stutters a lot, but I can't help that. So. Meow, meow, meow. Oh no! Oh, look, see? They're getting stuck into that room. Come on. Oh, man, I can't believe I followed him right into the wall. Well, there goes my bonus points going up. Oh man, look at that big thing. You see how it breaks up? Let's see, can I make it to the higher levels? I don't know how many. Oh! I did not realize I was still up with a big one. Come on. Alright! 40 particles now? Oh my jeez. See, they get attracted to the decoys, and so I take advantage of that. Come on, hit those control rods. Come on. All right. Alright, I got an extra life. I'm not sure how I did it, but... Oh no, now the membrane's gone. But that's the music I was talking about. That is so awesome. Oh no! This sucks! I mean, the game doesn't suck. The game's awesome. What sucks is there's no membrane I can hide upon. There's no membrane I can hug against. Oh, it went to... I guess maybe there's certain phases in each round or level or whatever. I don't know. Oh, come on. Alright. Come on. Okay, that works. Alright, that's my last decoy! Well, folks, that's Reactor for the Atari 2600. I hope you all enjoyed it. This is JTML9681. I'll see you when I decide to do another game. Laters.